Start seeing motorcyclists as a phrase that every driver should keep in mind, but thanks to a new law, you're going to start seeing those motorcyclists in a whole new place.
This is about increasing safety and increasing the efficiency of everyone who uses the road.
Since July 1st, it's now legal for Minnesota motorcyclists to split and filter through traffic.
So if they're in a slow-moving situation, a motorcyclist can split between the traffic by sharing that same lane. No more than 25 miles an hour or 15 miles an hour over the speed of traffic, and that is when traffic is moving.
Jay Bock is the Motorcycle Safety Administrator for the Office of Traffic Safety, the ones in charge of informing Minnesotans about how all of this works.
Filtering is when traffic is stopped. So if traffic isn't moving at all, a motorcyclist can do the same thing for sharing the lane at up to 15 miles an hour.
So now we've heard how to do it and we've seen a simulation, but what's it actually like out on the road? Well, there's only one way to find out. Now you should know that this isn't legal everywhere. School zones, highway on-ramps, roundabouts, and construction zones are all no-nos. But anywhere else, so long as it's at least a two-lane road with cars moving in the same direction, riders are good to go. But for those of you who don't ride, you might be wondering, why the change?
Lane splitting and lane filtering are a safer way for motorcyclists to get through congested traffic situations. The problem that this new law helps with is motorcyclists are being injured by drivers who rear-end as the traffic telescopes up at a congested construction area on a freeway or something, and this makes it safer for riders to share the road with cars.
Andy Goldfein founded Aerostitch, a Duluth-based manufacturer of armored riding gear back in the early 80s.
But there's a list of reasons that I like it, and I'm for it.
A longtime advocate of rider safety, he and others also helped lobby for the law.
The top of the list is this is a safety-enhancing way we can share the road with cars. The majority of people on our roads drive cars and trucks, and they want cell phones, and they want screens on their dashboard that are complicated, and they want smoother, straighter roads that don't require as much attention to drive. For all those reasons, they're not quite as alert to motorcyclists. So the majority has a better driving system, but it has a negative impact on the minority of people using the roads, which are the motorcyclists.
But not everybody is for this change. A local power sports dealer we called told us their staff was almost unanimously against it, believing it to be both unsafe and saying it could possibly contribute to an anti-motorcycle bias among drivers. Andy, of course, has a self-proclaimed pro-motorcycle bias, and while he says it'll take some getting used to for riders and drivers alike, he reminds riders that if you don't want to do it, you don't have to.
If you're a motorcyclist and you want to sit in line and creep along with the congestion, fine. What's illegal is riding hooligan style, going really fast, revving your motor, having a loud muffler, stuff like that. And there's laws against all of that stuff.
It is a responsibility of the motorcyclist to do this safely. The motorist is prohibited from blocking or impeding the traffic of the motorcyclist, but the motorist is not asked to compromise their safety or give up their lane or anything in that respect for the motorcyclist either. So they need to put that together and ride safely within the permissions of the law.
So after riding around, how's all of this feel? Well, as a rider, I'll say it's going to take some getting used to. But until we all get used to it, make sure to drive and ride safe.